All right, and we are live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris, and this is my channel. We Love Comics. It is exactly 6:30 p.m. on the 22nd of July, 2018. This summer's going by pretty quick, and I wanted to show another comic haul. Did pretty good on the last time I did the comic haul live. The whole live from New York, it's Comic Haul Live. So I thought I would do it again, and this is my 4,000 subscriber video. So it's nice to know that only about a month and a half ago, I only had just received 3,000 subscribers. So to get 4,000 in basically about a month and a half is amazing. So obviously I couldn't do it without you all, so I wanted to thank you. And I will do some shout-outs, so I will do 4 shout-outs before the end of this video. So stick around and make sure you're commenting, and you will get one of those 4 shout-outs. I think it was either that or 4,000, but I don't think I'm going to get that many views. So now you should see me, so I have a comic haul I want to show you. There are some key issues, and if you watched a video, a live show I did about 2 weeks ago, you'll know one of the books that I'm about to show. So with that being said, I already see people starting to come in, so welcome, and let's get this going. So there's about 14 books I want to show. This is one of those books that I was talking about with one of the TV shows. Now this isn't the first appearance. I haven't gotten that in the mail yet, but this is Liberty, or Agent Liberty, issue number 1. I got 2 issues. The good thing is if you get these early, you don't have to pay a lot. You could probably find these in the dollar bins in comic book stores if you search. But I don't feel like driving because I only have one comic store around me within, you know, a 30-minute drive. So for the amount of gas I would spend, it wouldn't even be worth it. But I only paid $4.26 each for these. So it's one of those books, if you want to pick it up, it's a number 1 issue. You know, what happens with it, I guess that remains to be seen. Okay, this is another one based on announcements of TV shows. This right here is 52, week 7. And that is the first cameo appearance of Kane. Now, this is not in costume. I haven't had the chance to read it yet because I just got it yesterday. Paid $11.69 for this book. Again, I buy them all on eBay. Definitely a book to pick up. Alright, this is one probably a few people have, you know, probably not seen because this is one of the variants. But this is another one based on a Netflix TV show, I believe. And this is Magic Order issue number 1. This is the C2E2 exclusive variant by Mark Millar. Pretty cool cover. So this is definitely a book. If you can get the opportunity to find this book, get it. And I got 2 copies of them with shipping and handling. I paid $9.49 a piece. So definitely not a bad book to pick up if you can get it. All right, next one. I have this whole complete run, but because I got the announcement early and you bite on it quick, you will be able to get the cheaper deals if you can grab them. This is the New 52, issue number 6. And this is the first full appearance of the Court of Owls. This one was probably one of the more confusing, finding out about the first appearances of pretty much any books that I've had to search for. But, because a couple of different websites had all different people saying which book was what, so it was very confusing. But this is definitely one to get. I only paid $9.99. This is the first full appearance of the Court of Owls, and the other books are on their way. But like I said, I have the complete run, so I bought those years ago. This is definitely a book you should have picked up when I made the announcement. This is 52 week 11. Yeah, and Capullo, I loved his artwork. That New 52 run on Batman was amazing. That's why I bought the entire run. But this is the first full Kane, a.k.a. Batwoman. And you see her right here on the cover. definitely a book to pick up. This book got hot really quick, so if you didn't pick it up right away or you didn't already have it, you're probably going to spend probably now between $30 and $40 for this book. I got it in the beginning, paid $13.18. Definitely a book to pick up if you could find a deal. Check your local comic stores. All right, this is one of the older books, so it's not all just new stuffs this time. This is Flash, Giant Flash, Annual 1, 25-cent cover. Wish I paid for it. I paid 25 cents, but unfortunately I didn't. It's got a Gorilla Grodd and, wrong way, Star Sapphire, but other than that, I mean, it's just an annual, the first annual, so nothing really significant other than it's an older book, and I just like these. It's a very thick book. Paid $51.52 for that book. All right, this one I have a couple of copies, but I've been stacking up if I could find a decent deal. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 194. That, of course, is the first appearance of the Black Cat. Now, this one has a small tear on the back cover, and that's why I always tell people, please make sure when you get your books to open them up and examine them, so this way, in case there's something you don't know about. But, I mean, the slight tear doesn't matter to me. It's like a less than a quarter of an inch. But I only paid 45 bucks for this, including shipping and handling, so not a bad book. I mean, considering it's a very black book, I don't see any color-breaking ticks along the spine, so there is a little bit right here, a little color break there, but definitely a book to get if you have the opportunity. All right, this is one of those, it pays to get it early. This is 52 week 9, which is the first appearance of Kane in costume, aka Batgirl. Now, this one was signed by Keith Griffin, and where's the other one? Sean Mull. So this has a double signature on it. I got this as soon as I got the information, went on eBay, because you got to get these things early. Get this. Since it's got 2 signatures with shipping and handling, I only paid $11.49 for this book. $6.49 of that was shipping and handling. So I actually paid more for shipping and handling than I actually did the book itself, and it's got 2 signatures on it. And again, before the announcement, people already had these up selling them, thinking, you know, try and get rid of them as cheap as you can, not being able to do research and not knowing, and they had to sell them cheap. And this is another one of those. I got a couple of signed books. So this, I'm sure you're familiar with. This is Thanos issue number 13. This is the 1 in 10 variant of the first appearance cameo of the Cosmic Ghost Rider. And this, right here, was signed by Jim Starlin. Now, the back of the book needs pressing, and there's a couple little scuff marks along the edge on the back, because it's a black background in the back. So this would probably be a 9.2 to a 9.4. But I only paid $39.45 for this book. You can't even get that price unsigned. So again, it pays to look late at night. And this is another one of those late night ones. This is another signed book. I've been getting a lot of these lately. This is Silk number 2. This is the Phantom variant. Now it's signed by Todd McFarlane and down there by Stan Lee. So for me, I mean, I've said this so many times, Stan Lee's signature around in New York, if he's in New York Comic Con, will cost about $125 to get his signature. Todd McFarlane doesn't end up charging, at least as far as I know. It's been a long time. Now, a bunch of people say, well, if it doesn't come with a certificate of authenticity, how do you know they're genuine? Well, what I do is I go to the CGC books that are signature witnessed, and I just compare them. And these, I mean, I have a couple of Todd McFarlane's, so I know what his signature looks like. So, of course, I can't guarantee these are accurate, but these look pretty spot on compared to all the other signatures I've seen. Now, again, $125 to get Stan Lee's signature. I paid for this book, including shipping and handling, $90.99. So, even if Stan Lee charged $100, let's say he was doing a kind, discount, I still paid less. And on top of it, got Todd McFarlane's signature. So I didn't have to take the train into the city. I didn't have to pay for Comic-Con tickets and all that other stuff. For me, it's so much easier that way. So look late at night. You never know. All right, this is a book I was telling people to get for years before it got the TV show. I'm surprised I got this one this cheap now. I think because the first season didn't do too well, but season 2 is coming. So, they say he might be in costume, and I think that's a lot of people's disappointment about the first season. But this is Marvel Premiere, issue number 15, which is the first appearance of Iron Fist. Paid $77.77. So all sevens. So 7 being a lucky number. I got this book pretty cheap. I think the most I've ever spent was like $85 on this book because I got them early. So I will be doing a video either tomorrow or the next day of a character that will be appearing in Season 2, a book that you should get. But if you can get this book, especially for under $100, get it while you can, because I don't see this one staying that cheap forever. I think, like I said, it did take that dip, but that's the best time to get it. Looks pretty good. I would say this is probably a 6.5 to a 7.0, because the corners have little dog ears, but very minor ones. Alright, so this one you've seen so many times. This is like my 6th or 7th copy. I will keep getting these every time I see a discount. And that, of course, is Amazing Spider-Man issue number 300. Now, with this one, right here, there is, as you can see, a water stain. But it's very minuscule, and the pressing and dry cleaning, because especially with water stains, you get a lot of wrinkles. So pressing will get out those wrinkles. It won't get the stain out, but it'll smooth it out, and that will raise the grade. But other than that, the spine is perfect. I would say if that stain wasn't there, this would probably be a 9.4. But with that stain, it probably brings it down to an 8.0 to an 8.5. Pressing might bring it up to an 8.5, maybe 9.0. That might be pushing it. But even in a 5.0, this book goes for about $175 to $200 on eBay all day. I paid $133.55. So these deals can be found even on hard-to-find or valuable books. I'll get this book all the time. I mean, I was lucky enough to get 2 of these the day they came out. So for me to spend $133 on something that I bought 2 of, for $1.50, and one of them I got signed by Todd McFarlane, says how much of, how important this book is, because of course this is the full appearance of Venom. It's not his first appearance, because that's $2.99, but being issue 300, the iconic cover, that's the one to get, the first full appearance. Alright, 2 more. It's another one of those books. I now own a 2nd copy. Still lower grade, but I'm not going to complain. Here we go. This is Flash number 139. You could see there's a little piece missing there. And I think that's it. There's a little stain on the bottom right there. And there's a couple of color breaks along the spine. Pressing could help it a little bit. A couple of color breaks along here. But still, overall, I mean, this is the first appearance of Reverse Flash. Definitely a book to pick up. I mean, eventually Flash is going to be getting a solo movie. And I would be surprised if they did not use Reverse Flash in it. But this is definitely a key book to pay. Even in lower grade, you're going to spend about $150 and up for this book. This is probably a 3.5 to maybe a 4.0 with a pressing. $86.65 for this book. So this is definitely a book to get. All right, last one. And then I'll do 4 shout-outs with the people that are here for my 4,000 subscriber special. This is a book, if you watch one of my live shows, you should know what this is. If not, well, you're going to know now. And it looks better in person than it did when I bought it. Still, like, lower grade, and it definitely will benefit from a pressing. But here is the key book. This is my 2nd copy of this book this year. Never had this book before. I will be 48 in November. I now own 2. And again, for the price. Now, here's the best part. I won this on, I think, either a Thursday or a Friday. And I told them that I had to wait for my check to clear that I put in my credit union. And they said it'd probably take until about Tuesday to clear. And they said, that's fine, don't worry about it, because they saw my track record. I have a 100% rating. And in between that time period was when they had that $25 off special of anything over, I think, 117 or more. Well, this definitely qualified for that. So because I didn't pay for it right away, I saved an additional $25. So with the discount, now, of course, there's a lot to this book. So if you can get your hands on this book, get it. This is the 3rd appearance of Thor. This is the 1st appearance of Loki. But it is also the 1st appearance of Heimdall. You know, the person with the sword that guarded the Rainbow Bridge. 1st appearance of Asgard. And a cameo of Odin. So there's a lot of significance in this book. Now, this book, even in lower grade, goes for about $500. Now, it does have some issues. It definitely, there's some color breaks here. It looks like something got stuck to it at some point, and they peeled it away quick, and it took some of the color. Along the bottom, there's a little piece missing right there, and there's some jagged edges along this edge. This will definitely benefit from a pressing because it might be hard to see, but there's a little bit of a miswrap. That's probably because, you know, this book was loved and read a lot. I mean, you're talking late 60s this book came out, mid to late 60s. Actually, I would say this is probably like 65, 66, somewhere around there. I'll have to check. But with the discount, I paid $363.66 for this book. And this definitely will be getting graded. So I just wanted to make sure I let people know that even when there are key issues, and people say, oh, I'll never get them, don't have that mindset. I've said this so many times. Change your mindset. And I've seen comment after comment from people taking my advice on that. And all of a sudden, things just happen to appear. You know, I was kidding around, but maybe I'm not. That one of the comments that somebody left that I was doing earlier today saying, you know, we humans, we have a little bit of a superhero power that most of us are not aware of. And some of our powers are so strong that we can actually make ourselves believe we don't have them. So it's up to you to figure that out or not. But it's one of the reasons why I get pretty decent deals. I mean, I haven't found this at a yard sale for a nickel or anything, but I'm not going to complain that I'm always spending less than what the average person is paying for the time being. So if you want to change your mindset, you should. If you don't want to, you don't have to. So let me do the 4 shout outs for my 4,000 subscriber. The first one I want to do is Christopher Wysocki, because you were the first one who commented. So thank you. Number 2, we're going to go with Holy Man 40. Now I'm just picking these randomly. Doesn't mean I don't appreciate you. Number 3 is going to be Undisputed Frost, because I see you commented a couple of times. And last but not least, we're going to go with Ray Man, the Silencer Man. So those are the 4 that will get the surprise subscriber shout out. Hopefully you appreciate that. I'm actually quite pleasantly surprised at how many people actually wait until the end of each video to see who's the surprise subscriber shout outs. It's my way of saying thank you, and this channel's really growing. And I can't do it without any of you. So thank you to each and every one of you. I read every single comment. I respond to each one. I would say probably 99% of the comments are positive. I really like that about this channel. It definitely, I think in a way, I'm kind of glad I got rid of the original channel with all the drama and the situations that other people were bringing along, and redoing this channel. because it's definitely so much better, and I have you guys to thank for it. So keep coming along for the ride. I cannot wait to get my PGX books back. If you're not familiar with what's going on, I was finally able to convince PGX on a trial basis as of now to do the grader's notes as an option for your slab books. They're the only company that's doing it. And I really think if that goes over well, I really think maybe in another year or two that you'd see CGC and CBCS have to follow suit. So I give the owners of PGX credit for doing this. It also shows don't give up on stuff, because I told them about that at least 2 or 3 times, and they said no, or they said they're not sure, and I finally got them to say, all right, you know what, we're going to try it. So it's, if you want to do it, because not everybody might want the greatest notes on their slabs, it's $5 charge. You have to be a subscriber of mine, because this is a trial. They have to see if it's going to work. So if you're a subscriber of mine, there is a link in the description of any video. It's the code is We Love Comics Graders Notes. And then, like, for example, let's say you send in 10 books, but you only want 5 of them with the Graders Notes. Just make sure you indicate which ones if you don't want every single one of them done. And again, you can still get them for free by emailing them, and they will send them to you for free if you don't want to pay the $5. But I think it's a good deal considering, and I have a feeling it's going to go over well. So I've got nothing but good, positive responses from it. And my comics will probably be delayed a little bit because they have to redo the back of their slabs and, you know, make sure this gets done right. So my comics that I sent in earlier this month will be the first 4 comics ever to have the Graders Notes on them. So I'm very proud to be able to show those to you. But it probably won't be, I might not get them back until the beginning of next month, which is understandable. But if you want to try it, just make sure you write the code, make sure you're subscribed, and share that information out there. Because if this becomes mainstream, even if you don't like PGX, think of the bigger picture. Because if this becomes successful, you know it's a matter of time before CGC and CBCS follow suit. So if you help me to share this and it becomes mainstream, even if you're one of those people that hates PGX and you'll never use it, well, if another year or 2 from now, all of a sudden your favorite CGC or CBCS ends up following along, well, that will have helped by you sharing this information. So don't give up on it. And you know what? If you're trying to make a deal and somebody says no, you know what? Try again. If you have an idea and somebody turns it down, maybe go somewhere else. Don't just give up. Because if you give up, you are guaranteed failure. So like they say, if at first you don't succeed, try again. And unfortunately, there's just so many people out there that they'll give up the first time, or some people don't even try at all for fear of failing. You'll never succeed if you spend your whole life being afraid of failure. Because if I can teach you anything, failure is a learning tool of what not to do. Because if I'm dumb enough to punch myself in the eye and get a black eye and it hurts for a couple of days, well, I've learned not to do that stupid thing ever again. But it's the pain and the negativity that comes about it that actually is the learning tool. So don't be afraid to fail, because otherwise it guarantees failure. And that's the ironic part. Some people are so afraid to fail that they actually guarantee the very thing that they don't want. So if anything on my channel I could teach you with this whole PGX situation, and they're really going above and beyond what any other companies are doing. At the very least, they're listening to their customers. I mean, don't you wish CGC and CBCS would do that as well? Listening to what the customers want? So think more positively. I mean, if you want to hate me, fine. Thumb down my video, that's fine. But help this get out there, because I guarantee you, if this becomes successful, the other slabbing companies will follow suit. And it's proud for me to know that I had a little part of that to make the comic community a little bit better. So with that said, I want to thank everybody for watching and leaving your comments. I hope you appreciate what I try to do. And I think pretty much I could say you do, considering the messages that I have. Currently, I am up to 4,010 subscribers already, so I'm very happy about that. So if you're not one of them, hit subscribe. If you're one of my haters, hit unsubscribe. That works out better for me. And don't forget, it's not you, it's not I, it's We Love Comics. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Thumbs up always shows support, and I'll see you next video.